Good evening. We welcome you here to our City Council meeting. We declare our meeting open. We note that we have a full quorum, although we do excuse tonight Tom Hune, who will not be with us during this meeting. All other council members are present. With that, we will begin with our opening ceremony. Return to Councilmember Jake Fitisemanu.
Thank you, Mayor. Excuse me. Thank you, Mayor. For tonight's opening ceremony, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to spotlight a really neat organization that's been started here in West Valley City, which some of us on the council actually participated in as well, called the Healthy West Valley Collaborative. And so there are a few members of the group that are here. Go ahead and stand up, be recognized. You guys do fantastic work here in our community and promoting health. And at this point, I'll turn it over to Kevin, proud West Valley resident right here, just to give us a couple of words and to open our meeting. Thank you.
Okay, just go to the mic.
Yeah, this mic right here.
Hi, everyone.
Hello.
Okay, we're good. Thank you for what you guys do for our city. So I'm a West Valley resident, public health student, so this has been awesome to participate in this initiative, to be able to change health factors within my city of West Valley and to help our residents, and also work with a collaboration of different groups. So Healthy West Valley was an initiative that was started in August 2018. A community-driven effort to promote health and wellness in West Valley City is based on the Salt Lake County Healthy Communities Model, which is an initiative of several local and state government agencies, all the major healthcare systems, and operating in West Valley, and a diverse group of individuals and community advocates and organizations through community surveys and focus groups conducted in different languages in different areas of the city. We are learning about West Valley City residents and what they think about their health and how we can work together to improve health overall. Amazing work. So according to recent health statistics, some areas of West Valley City experience rates of obesity and diabetes that are higher than any other area in the state of Utah in general. Our outreach efforts also show that our residents want and need more access to mental health resources related to depression and also suicide prevention. So very important work. Our neighbors have mentioned that the city is doing great work to provide facilities and spaces for exercise and recreation, and we hope that our city government will continue to support the Healthy West Valley initiative into the future. Thank you, and have a great meeting tonight.
Thank you. There aren't any scout groups here tonight. Kind of quiet over the holidays from those groups. But we do have our minutes of January 7th.
I move to approve the minutes of January 7th.
Second. Any further comments? Seeing none. All in favor of approving the minutes of January 7th, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say no. Passes unanimously. Thank you. Next, we have our Employee of the Month Award, Corey Sherwin in the Legal Department. We'll turn to Councilmember Steve Bueller for that.
Thank you, Mayor. Mr. Sherwin, would you please stand while I read your nomination so we can appropriately recognize you? Over the past 4 months, Corey Sherwin's prepared for 9 jury trials. 4 of them have actually happened, while the others resolved the morning of trial, which means Corey was prepared for 9 jury trials. One of the jury trials was an evidence-based domestic violence trial, meaning he successfully presented evidence to the jury of a domestic violence assault without the victim testifying or participating in the case. Additionally, Corey prepared and argued before the Court of Appeals on a case, and recently became a constitutional scholar preparing and arguing a complex constitutional issue. The very next day, he was prepared for another jury trial that got continued the morning of trial. Corey has a strong legal mind and a quick wit that makes working with him a pleasure. He is always available for anyone, attorneys and law enforcement officers alike, to run through facts of a case and figure out a legal strategy. He is well respected in court and is always steadfast in his prosecution of cases. West Valley City is extremely lucky to have Mr. Sherwin represent the city in such a competent and passionate manner. Thank you. So we've got some things for you. You can put that on any street that you choose.
Okay.
And there's a mug to drink out of.
Thank you very much.
I'm sure we'd like to get your picture.
Yeah, so let's put the mic in, or hold the sign, we gotta have the sign. There we go.
And if you'd like to tell us who's here with you tonight.
Sure. My beautiful wife, Kimberly Sherwin, is here, as well as my parents, Bob and Sue Sherwin, and a number of members of our legal team.
Okay, well, thank you.
Thank you very much.
And as our last reward to you, you don't have to stay. You're certainly welcome to, but you don't have to.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay, next on our agenda, we have a proclamation. And this proclamation recognizes the contributions of the League of Women Voters. Now, as I read this, I will not do all the whereases, those words. I will skip the whereases and read what it says in each of those, just for the sake of making it a little more clear. West Valley City supports broad and equal participation in elections and other civic affairs. And the state of Utah was among the leaders in extending voting rights to women. And on February 14, 1870, Utah school teacher Sarah Young was the first woman to vote in an election in the United States. Impressive. Utah women such as Emmeline Wells and Emily Richards were leaders in the women's suffrage movement. The League of Women Voters is a civic group that was founded in 1920 and was originally created to help women to participate in civic affairs following the passage of the 19th Amendment. The League of Women Voters now works as a nonpartisan organization to assist all voters in becoming informed participants in the democratic process. On the 100th anniversary of the League's founding, the city desires to recognize the contributions of the League to the civic life of the city, the state of Utah, and the United States. Now therefore, we, the Mayor and City Council of West Valley City, Utah, do hereby recognize the vital contributions of the League of Women Voters to the welfare of all Utahns and applaud the League's commitment to continue this work for the next 100 years. Thank you very much. And I believe a couple of representatives from the League are here, and I guess we can make available a signed copy of this proclamation so that you have that. We do appreciate those who promote civility and involvement in our civic affairs. So thank you, and please convey to your organization how much we appreciate what you do and the fine standard you have set for all of us to be involved. Okay. Let's see, with that then, we go to our public comment period. Our public comment period, people are allowed to speak. We take a maximum of 30 minutes, but I don't think we'll reach that tonight. And no single individual can speak for more than 5 minutes. This is not a question and answer period. It is not a debate. It is time for a citizen to share their concerns in a respectful way with the council. Language does play an important part of that. All comments by whoever comes to the microphone are to be directed to the mayor. No personal comments to individual members. You know, we keep a certain decorum in our meetings and appreciate all who come. Some are repeat people who have been here before. They know that, and we encourage all of you to be respectful. We did have a few months ago last year, an individual who breached that decorum, and It doesn't happen often, but so we appreciate those who are respectful and in their comments. But you're allowed to speak on anything. We may not, and in times often don't, discuss in detail any issue that may be brought up in public comment. The reason being that policy discussions of any sort are not allowed by state law unless it is on our agenda, pre-printed and distributed to the public at least 24 hours in advance. So we may just briefly mention it, but no real discussion can take place on any issue that comes up. If it's a specific issue relating to an individual citation, we often get people here for those. Normally we will listen and then refer those to staff and try and work those out individually. If it's a policy discussion of a broader nature, we will review that, and if need be, we will add that to a future agenda so that it might properly be noticed and then discussed in one of our meetings. With that introduction, then, we have several people who have signed up to speak. Although you don't have to be signed up to speak. We'll begin with Mr. Paul Nichols, who used to be a regular attendee. We thank you for coming back. Good to see you again. Please come forward.
Paul C. Nichols, 5329 West, 4100 South. I'm calling here to stop on the speed signs. One on 41st on the east side of 40th. The other was on 56th, the west side. People come around the corners, don't see the speed signs. So down in front of my place, the other morning it took me 25 minutes to get out of my driveway. One lane traffic going wide open. So I don't know what to say. More officers or what to slow stuff down. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next we have Joanne Palmer.
Thank you for letting me address you. Excuse me, Mayor. Joanne Palmer, 2822 West, 3875 South. I am here because I would really like to keep on the forefront burner the issue of parking in this parking lot on the weekends to ride tracks. I usher for the county uptown, and so it is just so much better to take tracks than to drive my car and find a parking and then get to where I need to go. This Saturday, for instance, I'm doing a double shift, and I will be catching about 11 o'clock tracks, and I will not be getting home until after 10. I could walk. I'm only 2.5 blocks down the street, but at that time of night, I don't feel safe in walking down that street. On Friday and Saturdays, there is no city business because this is closed. I do not park in that parking lot during the week times if I have to usher, because I know the parking spaces are needed for the employees and people coming for business of whatever. But I do not see any reason why I should be getting a citation when parking there on a Friday or Saturday when there are very few cars there. And it would certainly be a help to me as a senior citizen living in West Valley City, trying to be a good citizen. It's well lighted, I feel safe. And I just want to keep that forefront in your minds, that why couldn't I park there? I have paid my taxes. I have been a good citizen of West Valley since its beginning. I am proud to say I live in West Valley City. I try to do what I should and keep my home and my property attractive. I don't have the money to be fancy, but I try to keep the lawn mowed and the lawn green. But I do feel like that this matter could be settled, I hope, before too long. Because if it's not being used, why couldn't I be able to park there on a weekend to ride the tracks into town? Tracks has been a great addition to West Valley City, and I would like to keep it here, but I really don't want to have to drive clear to Decker Lake, and I don't want to have to drive the mile around to get into the new parking terrace whenever it is opened, when I'm 2.5 blocks down the street, and I only park here during the weekends when West Valley City offices are closed and there's not hunting for parking places for people who need to come and do business, or for the employees to leave and take a lunch break and not be able to find a parking when they come back. It's only for the weekends, Friday and Saturday. I've noticed after I received the citation, which I did pay for, because I knew it was marked no parking, but again, it was on a Friday night. There were 6 cars the next week when I had to park down the street, and I didn't see a parking ticket on any of them. I don't think I was targeted on the one night that I did, but I just hope that this soon can be settled and I can be notified that I can park here on the weekends when there are no city businesses taking place and there's no fighting for parking places. So I hope you'll think about this and let me know soon. Thank you.
Thank you. Next is Steve Dean.
My name's Steve Dean. My address is 5465 West October Way. I'm going to give you a case number. It's 19I018628. We filed several witness statements on this. This guy's an obnoxious jerk. And we've been fighting, and we just had no resolve. $25 fines don't speak to this man. He sells drugs. He's living in a welfare house. He has nothing vested in this house. I've lived here since 1987. I picked out my house, I picked out the lot, I painted it with sweat equity. Here's a guy that's abusing the system, that should be in jail, out of the system, and he goes out of his way to just play us little concerts on the driveway. And I'm going to be respectful, but it's F this, nigger that, and I'm tired of listening to it. And it comes into my house. I have to sit there and listen to this guy, and the officers have been super good. They've tried to help us, but it's all going to go to the prosecutor, and we need to take some steps and make this a criminal act so this can come to an end, because I'm tired of it. You know, I'm working 70 hours a week. I drive truck. I need to be able to sleep in my house. And this guy's an absolute jerk. He has no respect for nothing. He needs to be taught respect. We can take this matter and teach him respect. If every time he does this, it's $500, and as community service, this will come to a screeching halt. But until we get to that point, we will have no peace in my neighborhood. I also went to the Division of Family Services, case number 258-1907, and filed a complaint. Both she and he are selling drugs, mainly pot. They got a little daughter, they've got kids, and nothing's being done. I haven't heard back from them, but I got another incident that was caught on my cameras of a 4-year-old, 5-year-old daughter. He just throws her in the front and takes off. No child restraint, nothing. And you guys can make this happen. I'm just a truck driver. I'm just one single person trying to live his life, and this guy's just an obnoxious jerk, and he needs to be taught with some respect. And I didn't want to come and speak here tonight. It's the last thing I want to do. I got to drive all night long. I got better things to do than this, and I'm very angry. And I just want to have help. You guys can help me. I can only do so much. If you got a load, a truckload, and you need that thing there overnight, I'm your man. But dealing with this obnoxious jerk, I'm not your man. I've had it. And I got to compliment the police. We got great policemen. We got the nicest guys in the world that have talked to me, and we just can't get any resolve on it. And until criminal charges are filed against this guy, good luck trying to sleep in my house. I appreciate you guys, I appreciate the time, thank you.
Thank you very much. Is there anyone else here to speak tonight? Our public comment period? Seeing none, then we'll close the public comment portion. Do our city manager any comments?
No, Mayor, thank you.
Okay. Council members, any comments?
It is what it is.
Okay. Of the issues brought up, certainly although I've had some individual discussions on parking here, perhaps that's an item that we might want to put on our agenda just to discuss and see if there's anything ought to be changed on that policy. We'll put that on our agenda for study meeting for next week. Other than that, the other items,
I think we've already talked about it in a study meeting, and it was decided with just let the administration take care of not enforcing on the weekends.
well, did we have that in the study meeting?
Which I did already, Mayor. I didn't
Did we?
mention in my comment, and I haven't spoken to the lady, which I will do after the meeting, but yeah, I've already taken care of this issue.
So are we gonna post it that it can be parked in 4 tracks
No,
on Friday and Saturday?
no. I've just told my enforcement guys, don't be enforcing our parking in City Hall parking lot Friday through Sunday. That should be sufficient for the matter.
We have strategic plan this weekend.
Okay. We'll not put that on the agenda there. We have an opportunity to bring it up other places. Anyway, with that then, we go to Resolution 20-01, first one of the new year of the resolutions. To approve an amendment to the interlocal cooperation agreement between our city and Salt Lake County for county library security. We have had an agreement in place that has been an agreement that has been working. It's now being proposed that we extend that for 1 year. That is the issue before us tonight. That's probably sufficient introduction, which just security services at the library is needed. With that then to the council. Of course, you can add any comments you want on the issue as well.
I would move for approval of resolution 2001.
Second?
Any further comments? Seeing none, to our city recorder for the roll call vote.
Councilman Fitisemanu,
Aye.
Councilwoman Link,
Yes.
Councilman Bueller,
Aye.
Councilman Christensen,
Yes.
Councilman Nordfeld,
Yes.
and Mayor Bigelow.
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously.
Next on, we have our consent agenda, a fairly light agenda tonight. We have 2 resolutions. Resolution 20-02 to appoint Don Christensen as West Valley City's representative on the
South Salt Lake Valley.
South Salt Lake Valley. That's the word that was missing. South Salt Lake Valley Mosquito Abatement District Board of Trustees for term beginning January of this year through December of 2023. Resolution 20-03. This is another one of these items on 2700 West, a special warranty deed and temporary construction easement, right-of-way purchase as we're doing that work along 2700 West, another one of these that we currently have. Hoping we're getting pretty close to the end of those, but few seem to pop up every so often.
We'll never be done. We never won.
Well, then it'll be a different street when we finish with 27. It's kind of like 41st. They've kind of slowed down. Occasionally one still pops up. Okay. Anyway, that's our consent agenda to the council.
I move for approval of the 2 items on the consent agenda.
Second.
Any comments? Seeing none, to our city recorder.
Councilman Nordfeld,
Yes.
Councilman Christensen,
Yes.
Councilman Bueller,
Aye.
Councilwoman Link,
Yes.
Councilman Fitisemanu,
Aye.
and Mayor Bigelow.
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously.
Okay. Thank you. That completes our agenda. We do not have a need for a closed session. Any final comments from the council? City manager? Okay.
Motion to adjourn.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say no. Passes unanimously. We're adjourned. Thank you. Oh, everybody left. So thank you, Jim, for staying to the end.